Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Map Tutoring. It has been a day. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely day, possibly getting some things ready for your special mother for Mother's Day tomorrow. Yeah, can't believe it's that time of year already. So, if anything, what we're going to be working on tonight is multiplying polynomials. So, night before we were doing dividing polynomials. Now we're going to do multiplying. A couple people were asking if I can do this, and I said, sure, why not? And what I'm going to do is do it in two different ways. So one of them is the most popular, which is FOIL. And the other one is the box method. So the box method is going to look a little familiar because we were doing that same method for division. All right, so let's get started. Probably not going to be staying here too long, but just long enough for you to get the idea. All right, so let's warm up. Let's get a little warm up here. So let's start off with a monomial being multiplied by a binomial. So let's say if I had -4 and we're multiplying it by x squared, well, let's say x minus 5, right? So we know when we have a monomial being multiplied by a binomial, we do what's called distributive property. Now, when we distribute, we multiply everything inside of that parenthesis. So it's almost like if this is you with a pack of gum and these are your friends, you want to make sure that you give a stick of gum to everyone in the group because you don't want to be that person that gives to like some of your friends and not for others. All right. So when I distribute, I'm basically going -4 times x, which gives me a -4x. And a -4 times a -5, remember, a negative times a negative gives me a positive, and 4 times 5 gives me 20. All right? And since now we have a binomial, they are not like terms because the -4x has an x and the 20 does not. So we cannot combine them. And then if you ask me, oh, well, Audrey, you could factor out a -4. Of course we could, because it's going to take us right back to the beginning. So once you do your distribution, you combine your like terms, then you stop. Okay, so we're not trying to have the beginning and then going right back to where we started. All right. So if anything, let's try going right into the binomial. So now we got our juices flowing. So a lot of us know when we multiply two binomials, we always think of this famous FOIL method. F-O-I-L. All right, so F is representing your first terms you're going to multiply. Your O is going to be your outer terms. Your I is your inner terms. And your L is your last, okay? Now, everyone gets confused with this, okay? FOIL method is nothing but distribution. That's all you're doing. So if I have, let's say, 4n plus 1, and I have 2n plus 5. Let's start here, okay? So we have two binomials, okay? They're not exactly alike. And all you're doing with the whole FOIL method is you're taking whatever the first term is, and in this case, the first term in the first parenthesis, which is 4n, and I am distributing to everything inside of that second parenthesis. So when I distribute, I'm multiplying. Now here's the thing. When you multiply, you add your exponents. So the whole numbers, the coefficients, you're going to multiply, but the exponents you're going to add. So 4n times 2n gives me 8 n squared. Okay? Because there's one n here, there's one n there, there's two n's all together. So now we're going to distribute the 4n to the 5. And it's a positive 5, so that's why we're putting the plus sign down. 4n times 5, 4 times 5 gives me 20. And I'm bringing down the n. And you're probably saying, oh, wait, Audrey, didn't you say earlier we can't do anything with the exponents? Because right here, we're adding. We're adding these two together, so they're not like terms. But with multiplication, you can combine, okay? But once it gets down in this line, the only way you can combine it is when they're with a like term. So now we're going to do the same thing, but with the 1. This time we're going to distribute the 1 to everything in that second parenthesis. So when I distribute the 1, I got 1 times 2n, that gives me a positive 2n. And 1 times 5, that gives me a positive 5. Basically, 1 times anything is itself. So now, you should be able to identify what's happening right smack in the middle. Here's your like terms. Your like terms are always going to be in between. Okay, so when we combine those two, we have 20n plus 2n. We're not doing anything with the exponents other than using it as a match. Okay, we're playing like a little matching game in between. So 20n plus 2n, that gives me 22n, not n squared. You only deal with the square when you're multiplying. When you're adding, you're just combining your like terms. And then everything else comes on down. So since this is a positive 22, we're going to put a plus sign in front. We bring down our 8n squared. And then we also bring down the plus 5. So now if you take a look, you have 8n squared plus 22n plus 5. There are no like terms right there. So guess what, my brothers and sisters? This is your answer. Okay, so when you do that distribution, then you're looking in the middle to combine your like terms, and then you get your answer there. All right? So that's one way. And I actually know another way that we can combine. But you guys should be able to pick and choose which ways you like. All right? So if I used that same, and if you ever want to like check your answer. So let's say, let me grab this. Let's say if I wanted to do it this way. Same problem. I'm going to write the word or. You're like, oh God, Audrey. Yes, yes, yes. See, I like to give you guys variety because then you're the ones that's taking the assessments. Okay, so you always want to get something that is going to be good for you. All right, so first thing, and I'm going to try to put the rulings off to the side, so I might have to shrink it a little bit. Okay, a lot. So this is how the other way I'm going to do that. So you want to multiply, okay, first terms. All right, so that gives me this one and this one. So that will give you your 8n squared. Then some people like to do the middle right from here. Some people would like to take the middle term here, and then they'll take, the n term here to get our middle term. I know, I've seen it. Some people like it. I'm just showing it. And if you're just like, what the hell, Audrey? Just work with me, okay? So you got 1 times 2n, so this gives me 2n. And then you have 4n times 5. that gives me a plus 20n, combined will give me my 22n. I can bring down, and since it's plus, gotta put my plus sign, I can bring down this 8n squared, and then I'll use the screen. Then people multiply the last two terms and bring that down, which gives me plus 5. Okay? So some people, yes, some people like to do that. Yes, Shakita. Yes, this is the FOIL method. It's basically the FOIL method, but they don't like to do the rainbows going for the forend, just like how I have up here. Some people don't like to do the rainbows. Some people, they say, okay, multiply the first, multiply the last, and then do your brackets underneath. That's basically what's happening, okay? So you multiply the first, multiply and combine middle, and then multiply last. Okay? I know it's foiling. Some people like it. Some people do the FOIL. Some people just simply, like myself, just say distribution. Because for me personally, it used to confuse me, like, all right, which is the first? Which is the outer? Especially the outer and the inner. And I'm like, outer of what? Like, there's nothing outside the parentheses. So, I'm very literal when it comes to that. So some people like it. Some people don't. Put it separately. And that works too. Yes. Saturday night algebra. How fun. Yes. All right. Sweet. Hey, Nance. My friend Nancy is here. Like online elementary teacher. I think it's teacher or tutor. Hold on. Tutor. There we go. So if you have any young ones that needs a tutor, especially for reading, she's also doing a math lab this summer. Check her out. Go ahead and follow her. All right. So let's try another one. So here we go. So we have 3m. Yeah, we can do that. 3m minus 1 times 8m plus 7. Okay. All right. Hey, 2 scoops of chocolate. Love you right back. Yes, because we all need it. We all need assistance. If you notice your kid is struggling, especially for reading, especially the little kiddos, and we all know that summer slide is nothing to play with, okay? It is nothing to play with, guys. Come on. All right. Daniel, hello. Not a problem. Hey, get her done. What's going on? All right, so we have 24m squared plus 19m minus 7. We also have 24m squared plus 13m minus 7. All right, Dylan. All right, we got a little competition going on here. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, it's like no 15n, 15m. Yes, 13. Okay. Ooh, we're going to battle. Which is going to win? Is it Coke or Pepsi? So, also, anyone else that knows, you can try it. Give it a try. This is a safe space, especially for those that are new to my platform. I'm the type of person that I like to break down math concepts step by step. If I am going way too fast for you, hey, this is not the platform for you. Trust me, this is perfect for people that are just retouching on math. Maybe they need to do it for the ASVAT. Maybe they need it for the GED. Maybe they're trying to do their TEAS test. If you know of anyone that's doing this, or maybe they're currently in an algebra class that deals with, right now, multiplying polynomials. If you know anybody that does that, hey, tell them to chime on in. Yes. So some people will say it's 8th grade math, but it depends. Some people are not seeing this until like 9th or 10th grade, Dylan. Believe it or not. All right. Hello, Joshua. Thank you so much. All right. So let's take a gander. So if we want to, you take your first term, your 3m, and you distribute to everything inside the parenthesis. So remember, 3m times 8m. 8 times 3 is 24. And m times m is m squared. Please do not forget that part, okay? Sometimes just by doing distribution of the first two terms, if you look at your answer choices, you might be able to get the answer just like that, okay? Oh, that was a weak snap. There we go, just like that. But maybe you might have to take it a step further. So 3m times 7, that gives me a positive 21m. So now we're going to distribute the -1 to everything inside that second parenthesis. We always distribute to the first one, which is perfectly fine, which gives me a -8m. But then we totally forget. Some people will say, oh, my answer is 7. No. Negative times a positive is negative. We got to bring that down. All right. So now we're basically finding our like terms, which is that 21 and that 8. So 21 minus 8 gives me 13. Right here, smack in the middle. So that means we have our 24m squared. We have our positive 13m. Then we bring down our -7. Okay, at this point, m squared and m are two separate worlds. We are not combining them. Okay, math, yes. All right, let's see. Okay, this is easy. Good. I love that. I love when people say this. Keep it organized. Yes, I definitely love it. This is my new book. I'm probably going to have 2 different versions. So I'm going to do dots on both sides or dots on one side. It makes things easier, especially for graphing, because now you can actually have dots to bubble. Okay. All right. Great. All right. So it looks like we're doing pretty well, which is great. For some reason. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You need to go? Okay. All right. So, if anything, since you're about to leave, it's all right because, hey, it's a Saturday night. You guys have lives. But if anything, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, all my lives are on YouTube. Okay, so including this one. It may take me some time. I don't know. Sometimes TikTok take forever to download. But you can find, if you can't come back, that's perfectly fine. You can go to my YouTube channel, Audrey Codner, ACG Math Tutoring. Okay, head on over there. And there is actually a playlist that says TikTok Lives. And then I also have some shorts to kind of summarize some things. So that's an option for you guys, all right? So just in case you want to, and I get it, everyone has lives. Maybe I just don't. But we're here to break stuff down, okay? So let's try this one more once you guys do it. And then what I'm going to do is try to go for box method. Okay? All right, so we have 7x minus 3 times x squared minus 2x plus 7. Oh, what did she do this time? Okay. All right, perfect. Oh, Dottie, Well, guess what, Dottie? You and I are in the same boat. I used to completely and utterly suck at math. Believe it or not, right? Yeah, believe it. If there was a fraction, nope, wasn't going to do it. Word problems, oh, definitely not going to do it. I mean, positive and negatives, and then all of a sudden there's letters. Why is there letters in math? And yeah, as soon as algebra came in, yeah, my world was completely crushed. But through practice, and not just as a teacher, I had a person tell me that if I want to be successful, I have to get over this if I want to be a teacher. And I really wanted to. And then bada boom, bada bing, 22 years in the trenches. All right. And then I left 5 years ago to start my own online math tutoring business. And I am not looking back. Yes, I'm putting in a lot of hours, but I was putting in a lot of hours when I was in the classroom. And I was working hard for other people and not for myself. All right. Okay, you do the box method too? Yes, I love the box method. I do. Yes. Because now you can't do FOIL. You can't do FOIL with this one. I know. You just can't do FOIL with this one because FOIL only works for binomials. A binomial tie a binomial. But you can distribute. So I'm going to give you a little more time and I'm going to hammer on. And then I'm going to show you what it is. And I just want to see what your answers are. And remember, question marks is also an answer. So don't feel bad if you don't know what's going on. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to break down concepts, hopefully breaking down a lot of math barriers so you can feel comfortable with doing math and possibly teaching your own kids if you have kids yourself. And if anything, I can be your support person. All right, so we'll do this. Tanya, thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that. And hey, girl, good to see you. All right, good to see everyone. Yeah, I'm shooting for like an hour and 15 minutes because you know what? I have been burning the candle on both ends and in the middle. So I think I'm going to actually have a pretty decent night's sleep so I can get up in the morning and tackle my yards because it was raining. Okay, you need help with math? Hey, I do tutoring. So whatever it is, just go ahead and just DM me. Or you can go to my website and my profile and just fill out the contact form and we'll chit chat a little bit. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So, anyone have a gander of what the answer is? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay. And remember, if you don't know what it is, go ahead and put a question mark. I'm perfectly fine with that. This is a safe space. This is not Squid Games. I'm not going to off you because you got the wrong answer. Okay? We're going to learn from each other. All right? Okay, Lisa, thank you for your honesty. Thank you. Rob, thank you for your honesty. Love that. Thank you for your honesty, guys. Okay, anyone else? Come on. There's 279 of y'all. Trust me, I don't bite. Plus, how can I bite? Like, seriously, the worst thing you can do is see my hand, my ashy hand. But we'll talk about that later. All right. All right, Ricky, thank you for your honesty. Okay, so we have someone with 7x cubed minus 20x squared plus 55x minus 21. Okay, we got the first part. 7x squared minus 14x plus 49x. Okay. You're 58 and we don't go this far. Hey, I got you. No problem. We are seasoned, lady. We are seasoned. So, Mickey, you're saying 7x cubed minus 17x squared. Okay. Got a little discrepancy. There we go. Plus the 55x minus the 21. All right. Let's see what's going on with those x squareds. All right. Okay. All right. Well, then let's take it step by step. All right. Creation, how are you, love? All right. We're going to take this 7x and we're going to distribute every one in that second parenthesis. So 7x times 7x squared, 7x times x squared gives me 7x cubed. Because there's two x's there, there's one x there, altogether would be 3 x's. So now 7 times negative 2 gives us a negative 14. And there's an x with this 7, and there's an x with that 2, so that gives me an x squared. Okay. So now, what am I doing? We're multiplying polynomials. I know, all kinds of fun. Yes, we can do the box method. We're coming to the box method. Keep your pants on. What's going on? So 7x times 7 gives me a positive 49x. Okay, so we distribute that 7x to everything inside of the second parenthesis. So it's very similar with, who said first part? Callie. Okay, so Callie said the first part. So that's 7x, but don't forget, instead of a square, it's going to be a cube. All right? So now, we took care of that. Now we have our negative 3. Okay, so the negative 3, we're going to distribute that to everything inside of that second parenthesis. All right? So thinking of what we're doing here. All right, no problem. Again, small tokens. We got this. So we have our negative 3 times x squared. So that gives me a negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times a negative 2, a negative times a negative will give me a positive 6x, because the 3 doesn't have an x, but the 2 does. Now, negative 3 times 7 gives me a negative 21. Okay, let me slide that over so you can see it. Okay, dead presents. I got you. I know. Isn't it fun? And how are you? I haven't seen you in so long. My OH. My Ohio. Okay, yes. So when you multiply and they have the same base, you want to add your exponents. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now let's combine our like terms. Start with the highest degree. The reason why I have you guys do that, because when you do factoring and you go into a little more advanced, you're going to be seeing things going in what's called descending order. So we might as well step on that right now instead of like, oh, let me just willy-nilly throw stuff together and then you're going to have to put in descending order. Might as well start that from the very beginning. True. But here's the thing, Chris. It depends on what you're trying to do. Now, here's my thing. I don't know what you want to do with your life. No one does. Because trust me, the average person changes their career at least 10 times in their lifetime. 10 times, right? So I know a lot of like, well, we're not walking around saying, oh, I'd have to do distributive property. But we do distributive property. When we're trying to pay our bills, we pay rob Peter to pay Paul. Am I the only one? I know I'm not, right? So you're making your money and you're figuring out who's going to get a little bit of what. That's the distributive property. When you're trying to figure out how you're going to take certain amount, like say you sell t-shirts, certain amount of t-shirts, you have to have certain sizes, and then you only want to take so much sizes because now you got to see who is paying for what. That's math too. So we're doing math in everything, but just because it's not written out like these crazy expressions and all this equations, because a lot of the computers and a lot of our programs are taking away this part, which is fun. But here's the one thing I like about math. It keeps me sharp. Now I got to think, because if I keep letting these programs do all the thinking for me, then who's going to listen to what I got to say? Just saying. All right? Yeah. Always doing a little critical thinking, because here's my thing. Making decisions, like deciding on where you want to go, how you want to start, that's math. You getting up in the morning to go to the bathroom, hopefully that is a process. That's math, because that's the let me see if I can say the word, calisthenics, that goes with part A to point B. The whole process, you deciding on who you want to pay first, that's math too, okay? It's everywhere. I know. I mean, trust me, I'm not geeking it out, but you know, math is everywhere. But just because it's not so plain Jane doesn't mean it's not being used, okay? College calculus tutoring, I have to look at it, because sometimes college calculus and regular pre-calc is the same, or vice versa. So sometimes I gotta do that. I can take a look. And if not me, I definitely know a lot of people who do. So I would say message me and we'll have a chit chat and let's see what's going on. Okay? Not gonna leave you in the lurch. I know some really good people. Okay? All right. So yes, combining our like terms, now we're combining our x squares. So negative 14 and negative 3. So we're combining them. They have the same signs. When they're the same signs, you are basically adding them. Like you owe me $14. For some reason, I loaned you $3 more. That means you owe me $17. Okay? So that means we're still in the negative. Give me my money. Anyway. So then we have to combine 49x with 6x. All right. So 49 plus 6, I think it was that 55 that everybody was talking about. And it's going to be a positive 55x. And then what's left over is our minus 21. Okay, so our final answer for this one is 7x cubed minus 17x squared plus 55x minus 21. Okay. All right, good. I love how we're correcting each other. We seem very positive in here. This is awesome. I tried to teach my cat calculus. It went badly. I know, right? They're just never patient, Cliff. Like, they're just like, I know this. Like, they have an attitude about themselves. Like, why are you teaching me this, you small-minded person? I know how the universe works, right? You know, and you can hear them calling you a B word at the same time as they're breaking it down to you. It's kind of funny. Oh, cats. You can do lies for 5th and 6th grade math. Keep my kid from summer. Hey, I'm going to introduce something. Please don't go away too long. So true, right? Because I am coming up with something for the summer. And all right, might as well say it now before I preach on to the next part. I really want to, because I see a lot of people going back to school, which is awesome. Or they're going after their GED, or they're just really struggling with the math components because they haven't seen math since they were a fetus, right? And so now I want to sit down, and that's what I was doing today, is getting a curriculum ready. And I want to start all the way from the very beginning, from the very jump, like Yes, this is a number. These are the types of numbers. This is what a decimal looks like. This is what a fraction looks like. And these are integers. And I want to walk people through it step by step. So when it's time for them to go to a community college, one, they can probably take the AccuPlacer and probably skip a couple of classes that they don't have to pay all this crazy amounts of money for. I know. Probably the community college are probably going to go after me for something. I don't care. Bring it on. All right. But then you can skip over that and possibly get to like close to like, say, college algebra, where it is a class that you're paying for that's accredited. So I'm thinking about starting all the way from the very beginning. And instead of like, oh, okay, let me teach you all of algebra in 6 weeks. Haha. No. Let me break it down to you step by step. Okay, we're going to do this for like an hour and a half session so your brain won't be complete mush. Opportunities for you to ask questions. And at the same time, I'm thinking like meeting maybe 4 at the absolute most 5 times for an hour and a half. And then depending on how things are, you can see the replays. I want to give you guys homework. And when I say homework, I'm talking like no more than 10 problems. Because I know we all have lives. It's called the summer, right? And be able to grow and prosper and get you guys ready for the fall. That's what I'm thinking about. So if you guys are interested in something like that, please say yes. just say yes in that. Like I see a couple people say, I need that. And because I just feel like if you guys sign up for community college classes now, what happens is there's a lot of that prerequisite stuff that you haven't seen in a long time that they're assuming that you know. And guess what? You don't know. And then when you sit in class, you're not going to admit that you don't know it because you got something called pride. And you're like, I refuse to be in, it's already bad enough. I'm in a community college and I'm in a classroom with people that are freaking 20 years old and I'm a beautiful 52-year-old. And I'm going to say, nope, you got too much pride. All right. So you know for a fact that you're like, I'm not going to ask for any kind of assistance. So that's what I'm trying to do. And if you're interested, say yes. Oh, good. I'm loving these yeses. Oh, bundles of blessings. How are you? It's always a pleasure seeing you. I don't know why. It's like a weird little connection. Awesome. Okay. Because the more yeses that I see, the more that I'm going to be like, all right, let me get myself started on that before my tutoring sessions tomorrow. After mowing lawn, then I do this for a little bit and just organize it. You failed college algebra. Oh, 47. Gonna have to take it again. Hey, okay, Paula. 1, you had the experience of taking it. Okay. Again, you did not come out the womb knowing what a polynomial was. Okay. You were just discovering what your fingers were, and that was about it. Okay. So 1, we're gonna breathe. 2, you gotta take it again. That's fine. Honey, I took the praxis for me to be a teacher, that test, 11 times. 11 times. Right? So, okay. And that's good. And I'm so glad that you felt comfortable to share that with us. And guess what? You're going to take that class again and you're going to rock it out. You know why? You got us to help you now. You probably went into that classroom trying to do everything by yourself. And then what happened? You got lost and you were trying to go to the teacher, ask for help. Most of the times the teacher is like, well, you should know this. That's the easiest way to piss me off. If I knew it, I wouldn't be in your face during your office hours to say, I don't know it. Yeah. Does it sound like I need therapy? Maybe. It's been a week. But it's been a week of seeing a lot of people. This week I had 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 people pass their ASVAT. and not only passed it, like really, one person, he just wanted to get a 60, he got a 74. Another person, they just wanted to pass it with a 40 and they got a 52. Another person just wanted to get like a 40 to 45 and she got a 54. Rocking it out big time, okay? It's all confidence and it's test strategies. So you're probably wondering, what am I doing? No, okay, good. Yep, it wasn't very helpful. As a substitute teacher, for the whole year? Okay, all right, I got you. We're gonna figure something out. And I think this will help. What I'm thinking of, I think it's gonna help. But at the same time, I think it might be more so me giving my courses. My course might help a lot better, and then add some little bit of tutoring in the mix. Okay, so we'll think about that. All right. Don't teach, but they run through problems. They don't teach. I know. All right. So let's go back to this. Because I can get on my soapbox and we'll be here till midnight to 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's just who I am. All right. So we have two terms. Okay, we got two terms here and we have two terms here. So we have two binomials. So this means, if we can go back to matrices, that means I need a 2 by 2 box. That means I need 2 rows and 2 columns. So since I like to say this is my rows, this will be 6n and this will be plus 3. Okay. And if I want to say that these are going to represent my columns, then this is my 6n and this is my minus 4. Since it's multiplication, it really doesn't matter which of the parentheses go where. I just like, because I know I read from left to right, I just like to say, okay, these are my rows, these are my columns. All right. So I'm still taking what I know to apply to this. Now, with the box method, here's the best thing. In order to fill the boxes, we need to multiply. So if I want to fill this box, I'm going to multiply 6n with 6n. So 6n times 6n gives me 36n squared. Okay, thank you. Hey, Danny. Well, how'd you know? It goes at the bottom. Yes, nothing can go. Well, some people like to put this parenthesis at the bottom. It doesn't matter. Okay, it really doesn't matter. Because the main thing is we want to multiply to fill the boxes. So this one right here, we have negative 4 times 6n gives me negative 24n. To fill in this box, I need to multiply 6n times 3. So 6n times 3 gives me 18n. And last off, multiplying negative 4 times 3, that gives me negative 12. So, one thing that we can notice, right here in the diagonal, there are like terms. We want to combine them or add them together. So when we do that, we got negative 24. Oh, I thought I said something. So negative 24 and 18, that will give me my blah, 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 6. Yes, 6. Negative 6. So what I can do, this is basically my answer right here. So I'm going to slide over a little bit, and I start with the highest degree. So I have 36n squared. That negative 6n that we found by combining my like terms minus 12. This is my answer. I'm all about highlighting answers tonight. I don't know why, but here we are. I'm all about it. Okay. Questions. Space Cadet, how are you? Okay, I feel like I'm missing so much conversation. I am so sorry. All right, let's back up. Okay, substitute. Got that. Universities tend to have TAs. Yeah. Sometimes the TAs look really down on you, and I hate that. We need her to go into 6th grade with more confidence and understanding. Definitely. Got that. Solution. All right, did that. And teach this method to 3rd grade. To area model of double-digit multiplication. Is it later? Yes. Yes. Huff-hearted? Yes. Thank you so much for everybody checking in, sharing the lives. Thank you. Nothing goes at the bottom. I think I talked about that. We did that. Oh, so why do you think you did bad on your radical expression? Maybe that's coming up. We need a box. Do we need a box for this? You really don't. Not my name, please. Yes, you really don't have to do a box, especially for the binomials. You could just do distributive property, but I want to work it in slowly. You know me. Did the common denominator wrong? Okay. Well, at least now we know, so we can make those corrections. It's okay. The proper way? Okay. That's confusing. Okay. She's just a different strategy. Okay. All right. Used to love this type of math. Stopped after statistics. Oh, yeah. Cat, I know. Statistics have changed my life, too. And not for the better. Where did the -6 come from? All right, Sandra. See? I knew there was some conversations coming in here. All right. And Kat was helping out. Right? So with -24 and adding to an 18, when the signs are unlike, you're really subtracting, and your answer keeps the sign of the largest number. That's where the -6 came from. All right, what's my schedule? 8:30, possibly tonight, maybe 10 o'clock. That'll be nice. But usually on Saturday and Sundays, I come on at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Monday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Fridays at 1 p.m. I know I'm going to have like a summer schedule, but I don't know that just as yet. Can you go over how to do it again? Just got here. Okay. We're going to do another one. Box looks confusing. Okay. It's all right. Go over again, please. I'm going to go over another one. Got you. Sunday 2. Yay. Yes, Space Cadet. All right. I'm all caught up. I'm all caught up. Yes. Yep. Friday at 1 p.m. Yes. Do more of these to understand. Not a problem. All right. Here, we're going to go for another one. I don't know why my camera is all kinds of wacky pataki. All right. So let's try another one. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to steal the one that we did with the binomial and the trinomial, and I'm going to do that as a box method. You're like, what? Yes, we're going to do it. We're going to give it a try. All right, so let me rewrite it over here. So we had, I think it was a 7x. Oops, 7x minus 3. Ooh, you know when it's rough when the handwriting is about to go. That's 2 minus 2x plus 7. All right. So to do the box method, we need to know how many rows and how many columns to draw our box. So to keep with the theme of matrices, I have 2 terms here, so that's going to be 2 rows. And I have 1, 2, 3 terms here, and that'd be 3 columns. So take my handy dandy ruler, and we're gonna draw a box that's equivalent enough for 2 rows, but we're going to go with 3 columns. So that's 1. Wow. Okay, I got lines on this paper, and let me use them, right? And I'm going to make them extra large so we can actually see. Just messing up. You're like, Audrey, are you all right? I don't know. Who knows what's going on? So 3 columns. Boom. And boom. Okay, so 2 rows. We can put it right here. Right smack in the middle. Okay, so 2 rows, 3 columns. So I'm putting the first 2 off to the side here. So that'll be my, it's time for me to get new pens. 7x minus 3. Okay, so 7x is going to take 1 row. The negative 3 is going to take another row. Okay. Now, you will get the same answer, Kat, if you do a 3 by 2. You would definitely get the same answer. Okay, it'll just be a little elongated. Okay, and then the combining of the like terms won't be as smooth, but it's there. All right, so up here we got our x squared, our negative 2x, and our positive 7. All right, so we want to fill the boxes. To fill the boxes, we're going to multiply. So to fill this box, we have x squared times 7x. So that gives us a 7x cubed. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Now, to fill this box, we're going to take negative 2x times 7x. So negative 2 times 7 gives us a negative 14. And x times x gives us x squared. Steppy, you're doing all right. Okay, very visual, yes. Now, to fill this box, we multiply 7 times 7x. 7 times 7 gives me 49. This doesn't have an x, but this one does. So the 49x comes down. Good. Okay, you got it, Kat. No, Kat, you're right. You're right the first time. Messed me up, but now I kind of have an understanding of it. Good. Okay. So now we're going to fill this box. X squared times negative 3. This will give me a negative 3x squared. Okay? When you're multiplying, when the signs are opposites, one's positive, one's negative, when you're multiplying or dividing, your answer is always negative. When the signs are the same, positive, positive, negative, negative, your answer is always positive. Okay? Now to fill this one, you have negative 2x and negative 3. So negative 2x times negative 3 gives me a positive 6x. Exactly. Good, Kat. Yes. So we have 7 times negative 3. That gives me a negative 21. Okay, I'm going to pause here for a moment for any kind of questions. There you go, honey. Thank you. Oh, good. All right, so... Okay, so for people that have never heard the box method, how are we doing? Because we're about to get ready to do the next step. Okay. This is called the box method. It's really simple. We're multiplying polynomials using the box method. That's it. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, we see it. Multiplying polynomials, I think. Yep. Love the box method. I like it. All right. Now, here we go. Right here are diagonals. Okay, so Kat, I think you did a 3 by 2. You see how a 2 by 3, I can get my like terms so much smoother. And I'm going to combine them. I'm going to basically add them. Okay. So when I start writing out my answer, okay, my answer, I always start with the highest degree. So that's going to be, it's not going to fit over there. I'm going to put it underneath here. So that's going to be my 7x cubed. Okay. Now, I'm going to combine my negative 14 with my negative 3. Since both of them are negative, I can go ahead and add them together and keep that negative sign. So it's going to be minus 17x squared. So now, where'd that little piece of paper go? Here we go. So now, let's focus on the 49x and the 6x. All right? So you got your 49 and your 6. So that will give you your positive 55. And both of them have an x. You're not adding them. You only add the exponents when you're multiplying. Okay? All right? So we got that. And then what's left over is that negative 21. So we got our answer. Let me highlight it. That's 7x cubed minus 17x squared plus 55x minus 21. Okay. Well, thank you. All right. So, same exact thing that we got with the distributive property. Okay? You got choices, people. Okay? You got choices. As an 8th grader who learned this year, I love this math. Good. Well, welcome in, 8th grader. Only add exponents when you're multiplying. Yes. Stuff like that messes me up. Yes. Paula, there's a lot of rules. That's why I'm saying, for you to go through college algebra, don't think that you're a failure because you failed it the first time. Let it go. Okay? You had experience. Now we're going to brush ourselves off. Get right back on that horse. All right? Because the second time, trust me, the teacher just needs to beware because you're going to be a beast when you get in that classroom. All right? All right. Where are we? Okay. So I'm now seeing it better this way. Good. This method is easier. Yes. Combine the like terms. Yes. Yes, we are. I'm game. There we go. All right. So let's do another one. But see, that's the best thing about the box method. It doesn't matter if you have a monomial with a binomial. Like, think of that first one that we did. Well, probably not the first one that we did. That was a little cray. So, like, if I said, and I'm going to squeeze it right in here. So, if I said we had 2x times negative 2x minus 3. Yes, we could just simply distribute that. Yes, that would be easy for us to do. But if you ever get one of those teachers, they're like, I want you to do a box method. And you're like, what? Why? So here you have one row and you have two columns. Right? I don't even know if I should use the ruler, but I will. Okay, so I'm going to do one row, make it nice and big, and then I'm going to have 2 columns. Just to prove a point. I know it's a little obnoxious, but here we are. It's a Saturday night. Let's be rebellious. Do math. Fight the power. All right. So that means right here, I'm going to have my 2x. And then over top, I have my negative 2x and my minus 3. All right. So all I have to do is multiply to fill in the boxes. Negative 2x times 2x, negative 4x. I know by the time you finish drawing the boxes, you should be finished with the answer. I know, but I'm being obnoxious. And then we have negative 3 times 2x, which gives us a negative 6x. So that means we have an answer of negative 4x squared minus 6x. Yep. Highlight it. So it doesn't matter. With the box method, it has no limit. Once you figure out how many rows and how many columns, you multiply. Yep. Yeah, that is an X. Okay. Right. Yes. Supreme Rico, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Tell my kid you might have summer lives. And she screamed in excitement. Oh, that's so sweet. So it's not going to be 8 because this is an x squared and this is an x. 2 separate worlds. Okay? 2 separate worlds. Good. All right. So let me give you another one so you can try. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this one up here so you can use it as a reference. Let me shrink just a little bit. And I'm going to put it underneath here. And I want to see, of course, creation. Of course. All right. So I want to see what you guys can come up with. So, let's see. Can you guys see that? Okay. Of course, I'm going to make it a little bit challenging. All right, maybe not too crazy. The next one I'll probably make crazy. But this one, let's see. I want you to do 4a plus 2. And then you have 6a squared minus a plus 2. Okay, I'm going to try to leave this here. Raise it up a little bit. Okay. Miss Kickbutt, you're just amazing. Thank you, because this is sloppy for me. I appreciate the kindness, but this is a hot mess for me. One of your teachers told you adding and subtracting doesn't exist. Only positive and negative numbers. Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. Hey, kick butt, it's almost like riding a bike. You might get a little mixed up once in a while, but once it comes to you, it comes to you. Yup, math. Yup, box method. Okay. So 6a squared plus 4a? No, minus a plus 2. Oh, you're giving me the official answer. So 6a squared plus 4a plus 4. Okay. Oh, thank you for the gift. Appreciate that. The bridging thing. Missed that negative a. I don't want anyone to be afraid of it. Just try. Okay, that's all I ask. Just try. Because how are you going to know you're good at something if you don't try? You never know. This might be your thing. And all of a sudden, when your kids come up to you like, Mom, I don't know what to do. And you're like, do, 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 do. I totally can do this. And if you get confused, it's okay. I'm going to be here to break it on down. I'm actually doing it with you guys because I don't know. I don't print the answer keys for these things. Not because I'm great, because paper is expensive. I'm not even going to sit here and try to lie. Okay? All right, so Mickey is telling me, Mickey 20, is 24a cubed plus 8a squared plus 4a plus 4. What is this, algebra? Yes, this is like end of year algebra 1, because a lot of my students are starting to get into this. If they're not doing this, they're probably also doing exponential stuff. So it's all getting kinds of crazy. Never use it again after school. True, you know. And sometimes I'll sit here and I'll tell you, sometimes I feel like a hypocrite, but you know, I'm teaching it. But here's the thing, I don't know what you're going to do, because there are some people that are using this in different forms. And I don't know what you want to do in your life, but I'd rather you say, oh, I think I've seen this before, and be able to figure it out, versus what the hell is this? I've never seen this before. You know, I'd rather you say I've seen it before. Oh yeah, I remember Miss Audrey, she did this before, and I could see that. Okay. Yeah, it is about problem solving. Yep. So you believe it's 6a, not 4a? Okay. Okay, you messed up with the a. All right. Yes, 100%. And I love it now because I'm appreciating how things always spiral back to the original. It's never a one and done situation. Some people hate it because they're like, oh, I thought we're done with that. Nope. Okay. Ooh, Paula is saying 24a cubed minus 8a squared plus 6a plus 4. Yes, very calming. Thank you. That's the atmosphere that I was going for. I was. Oh, nice little easy background. Just nice and easy. All right. Okay. Let me see if I can get one more answer from one more person, and then I'll show. Oh, bam. There we go. Ask and I shall receive. All right, so we say 24a cubed minus 16a squared minus 10a plus 4. Okay. All right. Let's get with it. What type of box should I draw? You can just say something x something, a number x a number. What type of box should I draw? Okay, so Mickey's like, I got plus 8a squared from that. Okay, so 2 rows, 3 columns. Baby, hey baby, how them kids? I couldn't resist. You put it out there, I couldn't resist. All right, so you're saying 24a cubed minus 8a squared plus 6a plus 4. Okay, and I was saying a 2 by 3 matrix. What grade level is this? This is like Algebra 1. Yeah, second semester Algebra 1. All right, so yes, we have, let me get my pen together. We have 2 rows here. And we have 1, 2, 3 columns because we got a trinomial. So we're going to draw 2 rows and 1, yeah, that'll work. 2, and 3 columns. Okay, so nice little box, hence the box method. Now, and this is another thing, this is not a one and done process. This is also being done in biology. Okay, ever heard of the Punnett squares? You know, when they're trying to figure out if a child's going to have brown eyes or blue eyes, if the fly is going to have big wings or small wings. They use this as well. All right, so now I got my 2 rows, so that means I have my 4a is going to go here, and my plus 2 is going down here. Then over top, I'm going to have my 6a squared, would have been good if I moved down, minus my a plus 2. So we want to fill the boxes. 6a squared times 4a gives me 24a cubed. To multiply or to fill this box, I need to multiply negative a and 4a, which gives us a negative 4a squared. And to fill this box, I want to multiply 2 times 4a, which gives me 8a. To fill this box, I'm multiplying 6a squared and 2, which gives me a 12a squared. To fill this box is a negative a and 2, which gives me a negative 2a, because remember, a negative times a positive gives me negative. And to fill this box is 2 times 2, which gives me a positive 4. Then on the diagonal, we have our like terms. We can add those together, and we basically have our answer. But all we have to do is start with the highest degree. So my highest degree, we have 24a cubed. Then we have negative 4 plus 12. That gives me a positive 8a squared. Then we have 8 plus a negative 2. That gives me plus 6a. And what remained is my positive 4. And my final answer is going to be 24a cubed plus 8a squared plus 6a plus 4. Okay. How are we feeling? Okay. Now, why do you hate it? You hate doing this stuff. Okay. Feeling good? Confused on the final step? Was, because you're not confused on the final step. So when you're adding them, if the signs are opposite, it's always on a diagonal. When the signs are opposite, you're basically subtracting, and you're taking the sign of the largest number. So that's how you got the 8a squared instead of 16, because this is supposed to be a negative 4. And then this one, instead of a negative 16, you're not multiplying, you're combining. So it's 8 minus 2. So that's where the 6a came from. Okay. All right. Then, okay. Got lost in the second box. Okay. Okay. Don't have plus y. Good. Yes. Got it? Okay. All right. Want to try one more? Be the last one of the night. Yes. P-flip. There's Michael. I was like, we did it earlier, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see him. Maybe he's not here. That's okay. I was a little sad, but now I'm good. There's Michael. Mr. One More. Whether the sign box says is the command that you put down. Well, it all depends on the operation. If you're filling it, it's the operation. So if you're multiplying and the signs are opposite, your answer is going to be negative. If I'm multiplying and the signs are the same, both of these are positive, my answer is going to be positive. Okay. Okay. All right. It's synthetic division of polynomials, and I don't think I had that in school. I help son. Oh yeah, we did synthetic division yesterday. Actually, VCV. Ooh, try to say that 5 times fast. Okay. So if anything, I did upload. I'm gonna tell everybody once more. All my lives are uploaded on my YouTube channel. So if you want to, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Audrey Codner, ACG Math Tutoring. Okay. You just go to YouTube and you'll look up TikTok lives. And all my lives are on there. Okay? Yes, we're going to do one more. Okay? So if you ever need, if you get stuck and you're like, oh, I don't know how to help my child, hopefully I'm helping. All right? Hopefully that works. Okay? Yes, the link is in my bio. It should be, because I definitely put it in there. Not a problem, because no one wants to feel helpless, especially when you're trying to help your own kid. No one wants to feel that way. And if you ever get to a point where you're both are just like, yeah, I do online math tutoring, so I can definitely help out with that perspective. Okay. You get anxious. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk, let me set up, because I am, and I mentioned this earlier, I am planning on doing like a live course that starts from the very beginning. Like very beginning, like this is where math came from. And then adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, decimals, fractions, working on percents, doing the transformation from percents to decimals, and then slowly getting into linear equations and solving for equations and all that. So if you are interested, coming for some tutoring, yes. If you're interested, just say yes. Say yes. I will understand what that meant, because I can see when I'm saying this. Just type in the chat, yes. I definitely want a course that's going to walk me through stuff step by step, just with the basics, and then I can go to a community college and take those courses that'll speed things up. Not a problem. Okay. Good. Yes, I will take this Hispanics with the C's as well. Yes. Good. All right. Thank you. All right. Gives me confirmation. Oh, yes. Linear equations. Definitely. Graphing linear equations. Functions. Function notations. I'm going to try to take you as far as, I'll see if I can get to quadratics, but I don't want to push. I can still do like another segment, but I want to see how far we can get. Okay? All right. Perfect. Will it help with the GED? Yes. Yes. I'm basically using some of that framework, but I'm taking it at a slower rate so I can make sure everybody's on that same speed. So yes, it will help with the GED. It will help with basically also the Accuplacer. And what was the other one? The ASVAT as well. So this will definitely help. That's what I want to do, because I see a lot of people going back to school, which one, it's amazing. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for wanting to do a little bit more. I know it's not easy, but if we can, let me see what I can do, because I always believe that, especially when you haven't been in school for a minute, that you need to have like some kind of prep before you go to the community college, because the pace that they go at is mad fast. And then you feel not successful, but it's not your fault because that's how they set it up. Okay. First grade to community college level for me. Yep. Yep. Yep, to that college level. Yes. Been out of school for 50 years. I know. And the fact that you want to go back, I love that. I love that. And then feel, just trust me. I that's what I want to do. I want to empower people. I think that's what God's been trying to tell me. Because lately I'll be like, all right, the toaster oven's not working. This is not working. That's not working. Okay, God, what do you want me to do? You got my attention. What else do you need to take? All right. Yes, been there. Yes, summer school, you're just paying for it, especially if you're a high schooler and when you pay for summer school, you're just paying for your grade. Because no one's really learning in summer school. And summer school is getting mad expensive now. Like, really ridiculously. I saw people churning out $700 to $800 for 2 courses. Are we, what? Nah, son. Nah. SATs versus what's harder? SATs? Yeah, the SAT is the SAT is harder than the ASVAT because they take what you learn in class. Give this one a try, guys. Just in case you missed it. Give this one a try. See how it goes. And I'm going to hammer on right now. The SAT is harder because you have to think outside the box. They're taking what you're learning in the classroom and they're doing it as a combination for each of the problems. It's never just a straightforward problem like this. I call this, some people, math teachers call this naked math. Okay? It's just like you just do it, you get an answer, bada boom, bada bing, keep moving. All right? But SAT, if reading is your hardest part, do not try for the SAT. Try for the ACT. If you are English as a second language, the ACT you'll be more successful in because there's not as much reading, especially for the math component, than it is for the SAT. Okay? Little helpful hint. But again, it depends on what school you want to attend to. Check to see. You can go to College Board and you can actually look to see what are their requirements. Like, do they require the SAT? Do they require the ACT? And all that. What do they need for the grades and everything? So, yes. Yeah, 11 years later, going back to school. It's super hard. It is, Kat. But here's my thing. The fact that you are wanting to go back to school, I'm proud of you for that. Okay? I want you to know that. It's not going to be easy. It's not designed to be easy. It's, but at the same time, you have people like myself, people here that want to do these things and want to do better and show possibly their kids and their grandkids and, other people that it doesn't matter what age, you can always get it done. I mean, hell, we're seeing people 80, 90 years old graduating from college. Like, it's starting to prove more and more that age is just a number, You might slow down, but that brain still keeps going, right? The body might wear out, but the brain doesn't. All right. Okay. Bundles is telling me 2n cubed plus 8n squared minus 32n plus 16. Jedi saying correct. Bati B. Is that Bati B or Batty B? Probably Batty B. Sorry, my Jamaican just kicked in for a second. And we're back. All right. Okay. I was hoping no one heard that. I was like, is that Batu? All right. So what kind of matrix do I need to draw? As I quickly change the subject. Sometimes it comes. My parents are. Both of my parents. I love how my parents are like, yeah, we're Jamaican. You're not. You're foreign. What? But both of you... Nah, you're foreign, Audrey. You're not Jamaican. What? Okay. All right. Oh, you are talking... I figured that by the spelling of the name, and I was like, Bat bee crochet. Yes. All right. So this time we have 3 rows, 2 columns. Okay. So we're going to go, I'm going to slide it over to about here. We got, that'll be good enough for about 3 rows. So 3 rows, I'll make them large so we can all get the numbers in. And 2 columns. Oops, not that far up. All right, so So Tanya, you understand. Having Jamaican parents. Whew, there is no pleasing them. It's like having my friend's Italian mom, plus my other friend's Greek's mom, plus my Irish friend's mom, wrapped up together in my Jamaican mother. With a little splash of Jewish guilt. Love you. Happy Mother's Day. So we have n squared plus 6n minus 4. Then we have 2n minus 4. Okay, so we have 3 rows, 2 columns. So to fill this box, we have 2n times n squared. So that gives me 2n cubed. To fill this box, we have negative 4 times n squared. So this gives me negative 4n squared. To fill this box is 2n times 6n. So that gives me 12n squared. To fill this box is negative 4 times 6n. That gives me negative 24n. To fill this box, 2n times negative 4. That's negative 8n. And the last box, negative 4 times negative 4 gives me a positive 16. So, right here on my diagonals, like terms. Starting with my highest degree, we have our 2n cubed. So we have negative 4 and 12. When we add them, we're really subtracting because they're opposite signs. So it's really saying 12 minus 4, which gives me a positive 8. And bring down the n squared. Okay. Okay. For the beginner's course, I really need this. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the beginner's course starting either the end of this month or basically June 1st. Because that's going to be on a Sunday. So that's what I'm thinking of. All right. So now we have negative 24n plus negative 8. So since they're both negatives, okay, my answer is also going to be negative, and I'm adding them together, which gives me my 32n. And then what remains is that positive 16, so plus 16. All right. Okay. You get it? Yay. All right. It's supposed to be positive, doubt myself. All right. Don't doubt. Let it go. Was squared. Oh, okay. No, it's just going to be n. I had to figure out what you were talking about. This part. Yep, because now we're adding. When you're adding and subtracting, you're not doing anything with the exponents. You only do something with the exponents when you're multiplying. Okay. Ugh, triple integrals? No. Okay, any programs that helped you? I don't even remember triple integrals. But I do have a guy. If you're serious about getting help with those integrals, I do have a friend. Make sure you message me. Okay, message me tonight so I can message him. Okay. I know there's a lot of rules to remember. I'm not even going to sit here and try to lie. Okay, my YouTube. Oh, I had it. Audrey. I was like, I had it right in my hand. So Audrey Codner. So basically my name. Nothing hard. Hey, Harley. And then you have ACG Math Tutoring. Okay, so that's the YouTube channel. You can go. All of my lives are going to be on there. All the recordings of the lives are on there. That dang rule. It's okay. Paula, brave girl. Brave. It's okay. All right, good. Yeah, follow and also message me, please. Because if you message me, I'll find you in that little thingy. All right, thanks. Oh, yeah. So same thing, Natalie, if you need assistance with that. That is not my thing. I'm going to sit here and tell you. You know, some people are like, oh, you should tell people what you do, what you don't do, and you can figure it out. And no, I like to get paid for doing something. I don't like to make people wait and do all that. All the help in the world, please keep me in mind when starting beginner's course. Definitely. No, seriously, like you're going to see posts about it. If not next week, not meaning like this coming week, the following week, you're going to start seeing some posts about it. Because I'm serious, I'm thinking about starting it either the end of the last week of May, because we all know the week of 4th of July, everybody's going to want to do something. So I'm probably only going to have so many times. And then the week before students go back to school, I know a lot of people are going to have to look, I have to get these kids ready for school. I get that. So I just try to really break down these concepts. And it really comes down to you. And if you want private one-to-one tutoring during those times, that's available as well. Well, of course, it is going to be an extra fee. But I will be here. Hey, Amber. Starting what? I am going to be starting a beginner's course, step by step. Things that you need to know before you start taking any kind of classes at a community college. So adding, subtracting, decimals, multiplying, fractions, all that. Going from improper fraction to mixed numbers and all that. Okay. Good. Been years since touched math. Yeah, it's been a minute. But you've done so well. You guys are here. All right. Well, I try. Because I don't like people struggling, because I used to struggle. Now, here's my shameless plug. if I may, if you like the design of this notebook that I'm writing in, I actually created this. I know. I just got really sick and tired of my students that was coming to me having these packets of notes and they were not doing anything with the notes whatsoever. So I basically designed this so it can help them memorize all their notes. Plus, like all the formulas that you were talking about, we can have the formulas in one section and then some of the steps in another section. You can have your examples that you can see on one side and also with the other side. It also helps out with like a little bit of keeping all your notes together. And if you like how my notes are designed, you might enjoy these things. I'm actually selling my notes from all of my lives. And I was just working on a video that I did with that earlier. But let me show you. It's called Audrey's Notes. Yay! Okay, right now it's downloadable. I'm working on Amazon to actually create a book that has all my notes. So they're just basically photocopies of all my notes that I've done since February the 5th to yesterday. So I'm working on book number 3. And what I did was I make photocopies of my notes directly from the books that I use for all the lives. And then I have a QR code. So if you scan the QR code, it will take you directly to the live that pertained these notes. So you actually can use it to follow along. You can use it for review. I've had some homeschool parents that are like, oh man, I'm really interested in that. So that will help with like certain concepts. You can use it for remediation. You can use it for advancement. So it's just basically all my notes are in color. I love to use color for my notes just in case you haven't figured that out yet. And just to show like the different steps of it. And what you guys can do, especially if they're going to be homeschooled or anything, you can like circle how you're feeling about the lesson. Like how'd you felt before the lesson, how you feel during the lesson, how you feel after the lesson to kind of gauge how you're feeling. And so these are called Audrey's Notes. I have book 1 and book 2. Book 3 will be completed by next week, probably next Monday or Tuesday. And then that will be on sale. And if anything, you can go to my website and there's a page that looks something like this. I know it's kind of hard to see because it's really, really close up. And then you can see like, okay, here's book 1, here's book 2, book 3, if you want to pre-order it. If you want to get a 2-book bundle, you can do that, or you can get the 3-book bundle. Yep, and all you have to do is just scan, watch, and follow along and learn. All right. Yep, I am currently working on workbooks. That's basically what this course is going to eventually turn out to be, into a workbook. All right, so you need help to pass your GED math? Yes, definitely. I do a practice test yesterday. My score was, all right, 159. Okay, you're right there. Not too bad. Are you selling the books blank? Yes. So I do have blank books. That is also on my website. If you just go to the Ultimate Math Notebook, and there are blank pages that will look somewhat like this. There's 100 pages where you have like the grid on one side, you have the dots on the other side. In addition to these notes, I also have factor sheets. So if you're not that strong with your multiplication, the factor sheets, most factor sheets that I've seen goes up to 100. My factor sheets go up to 200. This book is designed for those advanced students, like from 7th grade up to adults. Okay, because most notebooks are generally designed for elementary school kids, just to journal, right? But where it comes to math, we need components like this to put our formulas in. We need a section to put steps so we can get like quick resources. Maybe you might have an open quiz You might have like an open, some of these things we're going to go over tomorrow. You might have like an open notes quiz. And you just need, what is that formula for a quadratic formula? Oh, here it is. Oh, what's the formula for discriminant? Oh, it's right there. And then like give you some examples. You can look at this. This is the other thing. Makes me crazy. How you study math. You don't just flip through your notes like carelessly. No. The way that you study math is you literally take the problem, you write it out, take your note away, solve the problem on that separate sheet of paper. Once you think you're done, you bring the notes back and you compare what you got on your paper to your notes. Your notes is the answer key. That's how you study math. You study through practice. Okay? Now, it's really easy for us to convince ourselves, because we're human beings, it's really easy for us to convince ourselves that we know something when we clearly don't. I can say, oh yeah, I know this problem, I know that problem. And then when someone gives you an example that's similar to that, you draw a blank. Okay? All right. Yes. So we can use it in general. Yep. You can use it in general. You have the factor sheet. I also have some of the reference. Remember we were talking about the rules and regulations. So these are the rules for addition. These are the rules for subtraction with examples, the rules for multiplication and division. Then we also have some of the words, the most frequent words that are used in word problems and what operation represents them, including inequalities and equals. We also have linear and quadratic equations, going from slope all the way to the quadratic equation standard form, vertex form, and the discriminant stuff that we were talking about earlier, as well as order of operations from the US as well as internationally, because they have their spatial way of saying it. Then you have the properties of exponents, a little bit of geometry, a little bit of trig. So trig and some of the trig identities. Then you have volume. What are the formulas for volume and surface area? Area of a sector, arc length, area of a circle, also the equation of the circle. And then last but not least, and there's going to be more coming with my newer book, the unit circle. This is usually seen in like late Algebra 2 pre-calculus is when they start dealing with the unit circle into full-fledged. Okay? So they have all of these, as well as I made a little brain break, because sometimes we just need a breather. Just do something mindless as a puzzle or as a maze, okay? So all of that is here, all at your tippy top. And I draw rather large, so I know in 1 year I'll probably use one book per quarter, because I write large because I like to display my stuff. And then here you can see, you can take pieces from your notes, some from the papers. You can literally tape it into your book, and you can have some of your operations and some of your practice problems in there. So if there are some things that you definitely need to have, you can do that as well. All right. Math required, yes. All right. Yes, it is on Amazon. So if you go to my profile, you can click on my website, and there's a page that says Ultimate Math Notebook. Click on that, and it'll take you directly to Amazon. I actually did that today because about to run out in book 3. I'm just about to run out. I know a lot of kids don't want to write things down, but guess what? They'll be like, oh, I don't remember how to do that. Okay, write it down. Yes. Oh, look at that. 31. You guys are amazing with all the clicking. Thank you, Michael. Because I know that most of it was you. Okay. When is your book 3 combo ready? It's going to be ready by mid next week. And it's all, right now it's digital. So you can print out what you want to print out. You'll have access to all that. But I am in the process, as soon as I'm finished with this live, I'm going to start working on putting it on Amazon so I can actually have a physical book for the Audrey's notes. And I'm probably trying to see if I can go live on Amazon as well. Because now I have all you great people pumping me up on TikTok. This is awesome. Okay. Oh, that'll be good. That'd be great. Yep. Anything that can help you out, because I know for a fact finals are coming up. Because a lot of people are doing finals. And if any of you guys are still in school and you need help with getting your finals, I do a discount for my TikTok people. Yes, I definitely do. All right, so again, all my services. This is why I had to write stuff down, because I'm like, I don't like talking about myself too often, but I gotta learn, gotta do this. It's about business. All right. So private tutoring, I can do individual or I can do small group. If you and your friends are like, you know what, I'm not getting this either. Instead of you stressing, let's get a small group together and we can do some tutoring together. The math notebooks, which I just told you about, but I also have one for 4 through 6. Almost forgot about them. This is the one for 4 through 6. I made it so they can have tiles. And even the younger students can use these, because these tiles are actually a lot bigger than I wanted to be. As you can see, the book is a little bit shorter than the 7 through adults, because I made it a little bit smaller for Huns. But it helps them work with their 10s, their 1s, their 100s, just to keep everything in line. But they have similar resources, like they still have the factor chart, but then they also have a little breakdown about fractions. They also have different ways of representing fractions. So you guys can take like, what they call it? You can take like drive beans, and you guys can do activities with, and just so they can practice looking at the different types of fractions. Then also the different ways from percent to decimal, fraction to decimal, percent to fractions. Okay, we can do that, as well as fractions, operations, addition, subtraction. Whoop. Okay, for some reason it's very large. All right, so then we have decimal operations, place values, estimating and rounding, long division. This was key. I mentioned that last night because everyone thinks that's one and done. No, when you learn it when you're younger, you're also going to see it later on, but you're going to be dividing polynomials. So that gets kind of fun. Okay, the same with the order of operations. We also have a conversion chart. So this is for the 4th through 6th grade. Area and perimeter, the same form for volume and surface area, as well as how to write and solve an equation, and then our brain breaks, and then our rules of integers. So this is for our 4th through 6th. Then this one, it has 3 different covers for this one. So we have this cover. Whoops. We have this cover, and then I'm getting my new cover on Monday, so I can show you what that cover is as well. All right. Enjoyed every minute of it? Oh, good. Thanks. How are you? Do you have any tips on getting into tutoring? Sure. If anything, please message me, because I do mentor tutors as well. I know, I feel like the Jack or Jill of all trades. So let me know. Please reach out, because I'm always willing to talk to people that want to get into tutoring and just give them a couple tips to get started. And trust me, it's not going to be super easy. Everyone keeps saying, oh man, it's really easy. No. Oh man, you can make $1 million at the end of the year. No. Okay. Can you make more than what you did when you were a teacher? Depends on where you were in the state. If you were like Massachusetts, you're making like 200K. No, not yet. But there are some things that you can do to excel. And usually that's the secondary stuff, and everyone always worries about the secondary stuff before the primary, which that's mistake number one. So definitely reach out to me, Batty B. Reach out to me, please. Okay? Alrighty. All right. Any questions? I feel like I was all over the place. So sorry. But yes, definitely. Please, because I want you to excel, and especially see if we can get some students before the end of the year. Because I'm not sure where in the world you are. But if we can get some students before the end of the year, that'd be great. Okay, where to buy the books? You can buy it on Amazon if you click on my website. And trust me, guys, as soon as I get everything, because all this is still relatively new, I would love to put it on TikTok Shop. It'll be like so much easier, wouldn't it? And you're like, oh, just go to TikTok Shop. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. But for right now, if you go to my website and you click on the Ultimate Math Notebook, you can just click on the link and it'll take you straight to Amazon. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, that was so sweet of you. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Yes. Yes. All right. So I will be here. Are you going to do college and pre-calc stuff anytime? Depends. What is it? Like, what would you like to know? Because I can. What would you like to know? So, like, do you want to know, like, ellipses, circles? What else is my pre-calc kiddos are doing? They are... What are they doing? I totally forgot what some of them are doing. But I might be doing some advanced stuff. I'm trying to do some geometry stuff in there as well, too. Okay. Alrighty. Alright. So, keep your eye out on I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep trying to pull people from it. Keep your eye out on the course. And if you want to, I do have courses on sale. Again, just go to my website. It's all in there. All right. I need this a second. This is by the past pre-calc placement. Okay. I might have to take a look at the pre-calc placement. Yeah. Because statistics and me are just not, we don't mix. We do not mix. So I have to take a look at what exactly, if anything, reach out. Yeah, not a problem. Thank you for coming in, because you could have easily scrolled. Of course, you can definitely DM me. Yeah, as long as you're not doing anything filthy, I'm perfectly fine with it. Go ahead, DM me. Yes, you have a blessed day. Take care. All right, guys. I'm good. I'm glad you enjoyed this. Yes. So again, I'll be on tomorrow night at 8:30. I know I'm going to be doing special triangles, and sometimes this will help with the answers of some right triangles. So I'm going to be doing this. Good. All right. So have a lovely evening. Oh my goodness, 35K. Thank you, guys. And there's 84 people still in here. I love that. All right. Enjoy the rest of your night. Yes. Please do. Definitely. Michael, thank you. You're awesome. As usual. It's always good to see you and such a good supporter. All right. So I will see you guys either tomorrow night, or you guys should be DMing me if you need tutoring, if you need help with becoming a tutor, if, have questions, or could I do blank? Okay, put those in my DMs. I'm going to be checking them probably in the next 15 minutes. All right. Have a good night. Thank you so much for coming in. And thank you so much for the likes and the gifts and everything. And if anything, I'll see you tomorrow night. Toodles.